Okay, this is Independence Square in Bridgetown again. And I'm not going to do a walkthrough. Walk to Bridgetown. This is the Costa Manning store. This is the Massey store, which was once the Costa Manning's appliance store. This is the Costa Manning's appliance store. It was once the Costa Manning's appliance store at Pierhead in Bridgetown. And this is the Independence Arch, which was constructed here in 1987. And this is the National Pledge of Barbados. It was written by Mr. Lester Vaughan, who was a teacher at the Holy Innocents Primary School in St. Thomas many years ago. And there's also a school in St. Thomas, Barbados, named after him as well, the Lester Vaughan Secondary School. He's the guy who wrote the National Pledge of Barbados in 1973. I'm now walking along the Chamberlain Bridge. This was once the Chamberlain Bridge that used to lift, used to swing in years gone by. It now lifts to let large vessels across the sea. This is the careenage here, best known as the wharf. Back to Independence Square. This is the look back at the Independence Arch. And this is the Bridge House, which has lots of waterfront restaurants there as well. So this bridge now lifts to let large vessels across the sea, and it was closed to vehicular traffic sometime in the late 90s. It's now only open to pedestrian traffic. And we're looking back at Fairchild Street, West Terminal. You can see the Barbados Revenue Authority building from here as well. And you can also see the Bridgetown Mall, which was once Jubilee supermarket, and then it was Trimar afterward, and it's now the Bridgetown Mall. You can see some more trees have fallen in town, which is as a result of the passing of the storm Elsa that passed Barbados on the 2nd of July 2021. You can see across to the Parliament buildings here, which is the oldest parliament in the Western Hemisphere. This is the Barbados Revenue Authority building right here. And you can see the cenotaph, which commemorates those who fought in World War I and II. And on Remembrance Day, the reefs here. This is the Parliament building here, the oldest parliament in the Western Hemisphere. And you can see some more trees which have fallen as a result of the storm that passed, Storm Elsa that passed Barbados on the 2nd of July 2021. This is Upper Broad Street, taxi stand, Hero Square. This is the taxi stand here. And you can also see the column where Nelson's statue was occupied until he was, for many years, until he was removed on the 16th of November 2020. It's the column right there. This is all across the High Street, Upper Broad Street. And this is the Chafet restaurant, which is in the Chamberlain house. And it was once the Costa Manning's appliance store, or the Manning's Wilkinson and Chandler showroom, until the late 90s when Total Sport moved into that building for a short while. And it is now Chafet moved into that building in 2001. Chafet restaurant is exclusive to Barbados. Even though it's not Barbadian owned, it is owned by a Trinidadian national. His name is Asad John Haluk. He owns Chafet restaurant here in Barbados. And it's exclusive to Barbados. I'm now on the Wickham and Lewis boardwalk. This boardwalk was constructed sometime around in the late 90s, and it was finished by the year 2000. This is all the wharf here, the careenage, best referred to as the waterfront. You can see lots of waterfront cafes and so on in the Bridge House. And this is the Barbados Dance Theatre here, the Barbados Academy of Quiz here. So this is the wharf road I am on now. And these buildings here are on the facade of these buildings are on Broad Street, and the rear end is on Wharf Road. This is the CIBC Bank on Broad Street, the rear end, which was once Barclays Bank. You can see K Shepherd Department Store on Broad Street as well. And this is the Spirit Barn here, which was the barn years ago that used to store wines and other alcoholic beverages. This is the wharf. This is the Wickham and Lewis boardwalk along the Wharf Road. All the careenage here, best referred to as the wharf. The road to the right leads back to Liverpool Lane. This is Liverpool Lane here, leads back to Lower Broad Street. And this is the former Immigration Department building. And this is all our wharf here, best referred to as the careenage. So I'm now heading towards the western end. I've now reached the western end of Bridgetown. We will come across Chamberlain House. Chamberlain House is to the western end of Bridgetown, where the telephone company was, the cable and wireless. When it used to pay the phone bills, it was right there, and this is all the Chamberlain House car park. That's when looking back up to the Wharf Road, where the old immigration building is. This is the old immigration building, which moved further down the road. All the Dance Academy of Prayers, and you can see the Dry Dock, Lounge and Restaurant here. And this is the site where the Jolly Roger usually docks when it's in Barbados. The Jolly Roger is a party ship. It usually docks here, but I haven't seen it here for a while. And this is Chamberlain House here, where the telephone company used to be. And this is all the wharf. You can see the site where the Barbados helicopters used to operate from. The Bridgetown helicopters. This is Chamberlain Park. And this is Chamberlain House. Now approaching H Street. This is Going Places Travel, which is another travel agency in Bridgetown. And this is Cockspur House here. And this is all Chamberlain House. And you also find a branch of the Western Union money transfer here as well. And this is now Pink Street in Bridgetown. Now approaching Lower Broad Street. You will come across Chafet Restaurant and Kentucky. Kentucky on the right. Kentucky on the left and Chafet on the right. Two fast food restaurants. Two fast food restaurants. Kentucky on the right and Chafet on the left. Kentucky on the left and Chafet on the right. As I said before, Chafet is exclusive to Barbados, even though it's owned by a Trinidadian national by the name of Passage John Halut. And you can see the Lower Broad Street taxi stand from here as well. The Lower Broad Street taxi stand outside the house. And this is the former beautiful building. This is the historic site in Bridgetown. Mutual Life Insurance Society, the Mutual Bank. It's also a site of interest in the city as well. Now approaching St. George Street. That takes you back to the Court Superstore and Jubilee Gardens, which is the western end of Bridgetown. Court Superstore, just outside of Jubilee Gardens. Jubilee Gardens was once the site of the Lower Green bus stand for many years until it closed its door on the 20th of May 2003. This court's here. The Court's appliance store. And Jubilee Gardens, which was once the Lower Green bus stand until May 20th, 2003. It is now a place where vendors ply their trade on a daily basis. Yes, guys. You can see the old town hall building from here as well. Yes, guys. Jubilee Gardens in Bridgetown, Barbados. Which was once the Lower Green bus stand until May 20th, 2003. And this is St. Mary's Anglican Church. Ahead of me, St. Mary Anglican Church in Bridgetown, to the western end of Bridgetown. Is the St. Mary's Anglican Church. It was the site of St. Michael's First Church and it was built in 1825. Yes, guys. This bus terminal used to take you to destinations to the north and west of the island. And this is the old town hall building, which is now the Government Information Service building. Okay, this road takes you back to the Cheapside and the Princess Alice Terminal, bus terminal, which is a replacement for the Lower Green bus terminal. And it also takes you back to Kensington Oval as well. And it takes you back to the Cheapside Market as well as the General Post Office as well. Yes, guys. Thanks for watching and have a blessed morning.